Yes, people, welcome back to BBK Sports. It's your Friday TGIF. It's around the league show here with the broski Gianni. What you telling me, broski? You good, yeah?
Yeah, all good, all good. Ready for a crazy weekend. It's the Cubs and Sox Crosstown Classic on the South Side this weekend, so it should be a fun weekend in the
Yeah.
neighborhood. So,
How's that been going as of late? Is it tilted to one side or we been
oh
pretty?
yeah, this is always going to be a Chicago Cubs city. This
Mm.
will always be the Cubs.
No, I mean like the previous results. You know, like some rivalries they'll shift one way. This team will dominate for a bit. That one will dominate for a bit. Like as of recent, has it been like anywhere close competitive?
No, no,
No,
no,
been
no.
one way traffic.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. White Sox ain't been good for shit. They've might have had 3-4 good years since they won 21 years ago. So they're
Yeah,
not. Sox really ain't that much of a team. They got the worst. They got one of the worst owners. That's why.
yeah. Sometimes I wonder how they stay. I look at the White Sox and I look at like this restaurant called Arby's. Like I've never seen no one in there. Every time I drive by Arby's, I'm like, how are they still in business? Like and I see.
Oh, because Reinsdorf. So the same guy who owns the Chicago Bulls owns the White Sox.
Yeah,
So Reinsdorf got a sweetheart deal when Daley was still in office. So the White Sox do not own the stadium. That stadium is owned by the city of Chicago. It's sliced up between the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois own it. If he doesn't get 2 million people in the stadium a year, he doesn't have to pay rent. That's his agreement. So it pays for him to keep the team shitty because then he can do all the other little bonus packages for getting people in at certain times.
yeah.
The only time you're going to see a sold out game at the White Sox is this series with the Cubs, when the Yankees come to town, when the Red Sox come to town, and if the Dodgers come to town. That
Yeah.
the only other ones that are going to be close is if you get the Minnesota Twins or the Detroit Tigers. That's the only time you're going to get a good amount of fans at the game for the White Sox. So he never has to worry about it. And he's got a system to where he ends up making more money in the long run because he's not paying rent.
God damn, bro. You know what?
I told you, Chicago's the most corrupt city, brother. We find a way.
Dolan, he has not the same, but a similar agreement with the people who own MSG, and he gets away with a lot of shit, man.
Yeah.
But big up to Chike, big up to Black, Bluebird, big up to Manny in the building, big up to Blacks and Chike. Yeah, man, big up to appreciate y'all checking us out, man. But did you have a chance to look at the NFL schedule release?
Yeah, the Bears are done.
what fixtures jumped out at you? Like, oh man, I'm going to circle this one on the calendar already.
I mean, it wasn't anything of the fixtures jumping out. It was more along the lines of it's just another merry-go-round of the same old shit again with the Bears. Because if you've looked, we've downsized a lot of the defense to get contracts off the book so that we have money in the reserve, obviously, because we're going to have to pay Caleb Williams a lot of money when his contract comes up. And we're just downsizing. So it's when the team's downsizing in the normal run that it normally goes with the Bears, it means the Bears are going to have a tough season again and most likely not make the playoffs because that's what's par for the course when this happens. So, it's the same old shit, different day with the Bears because they're not spending any money to actually put some players on the team. So here we go again with the Bears.
I actually think the Bears will actually surprise a lot of people this year.
I hope so, but the likelihood is I've seen this episode 1,000 times with the Bears. They have a good season that gives you hope, and then they fall apart. I mean, remember the year? I'm trying to remember the year when it was the Rams and the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and it was Brady's last ring with the Pats. The Bears lost in the first round of the playoffs to the Eagles on the double doink, and we were by far the best team in the league that year. Our defense was putting up crazy freaking numbers that team. I think it was like 2018 or 2019, and it was the first year with the new coach. The very next year, the coach tried rewriting how the sport of football works. We didn't even make the playoffs. I think we won 5 games. We went from 13-3 to 5. We went from 13-3 to 5-11.
That was Lovie Smith?
No, that was the recent guy that was the coach. He's the offensive coordinator with Kansas City. I think it's Matt Nagy. Yeah, that's it. Matt Nagy is the coach.
Oh, okay.
So it's the same old history repeating itself when it comes to the Bears. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if we don't make the playoffs this year.
I think they're gonna make it, man. I think you'll be all right. You know, the NFC is tricky every year. The AFC, depending on how Mahomes comes back from that. I thought it was just an ACL. No, I heard it was an ACL and an LCL and the ACL. So they basically had to rebuild his whole knee.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he's gonna still be out here doing this crazy Superman thing. But it was weird, man. I thought Brady's last ring with the Patriots was when Atlanta choke job.
No, that was number 5. Because remember, he's got 6 with the Pats.
Oh, that was 5. Who was okay, cool.
He's got. Hold on, Rams is the first one. Then I want to say the second one was the Carolina Panthers when it was Jake Delhomme.
And the third one was the Eagles.
Third one was the Eagles.
Yeah.
And then he lost the 2 to the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
And then Atlanta.
Atlanta was up 28-3 in the fourth quarter and fucked it off.
Atlanta was that one. And then the Rams. And I'm forgetting who the other team they beat in the Super Bowl was.
The Eagles, but yeah, they had the Eagles back to back. The Eagles won one of them. The Eagles beat them.
No. Eagles was back to back. I'm trying to figure out when it was the one that they won. Was it? Oh, it was Seattle. It was Pete Carroll's screw up. Yeah.
Yeah, the interception for Malcolm. When Malcolm intercepted the damn ball. That's the worst call in football history. We ain't even got to do a fair or foul on that one. That in the history of NFL. I know that.
You got one of the greatest running backs at the time on the 2-yard line. You won't let him run it up the middle at least 2 times in a row. You're fucking idiot.
To this day, I know that haunts him to this day. Now, matter of fact, before we move on from the NFL, you remember Keith Bensell or Start Bensell. I'm gonna throw you 3 running. I'm gonna throw you 3 running backs. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw you 3 running backs. I'm gonna throw you AP Adrian Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw you LT LaDainian Tomlinson,
and
I'm gonna throw you Brian Westbrook of the Eagles. These all these guys in their prime. You got to start one, bench one of them motherfuckers, and sell one.
Oh, that's easy. I'm selling Westbrook. I'm benching Adrian Peterson. I'm starting LaDainian Tomlinson.
What? AP was a serious better, you know.
He was, but see, okay. This is going to come off fucked up because I'm a Bears fan and I hate the Vikings. I'm not trying to take away from Adrian Peterson. The difference is the Chargers were a no-name fucking franchise for however long, and LaDainian Tomlinson was the first real guy that was putting asses in seats for that team. If it wasn't for LaDainian Tomlinson, the Chargers are not that team that was everybody's like second team at the time because their offense was insane between him, Antonio Gates, Phillip Rivers, Sproles. And isn't Tomlinson top 4 all time?
He is.
For rushing yards. So I mean, for me, there's no comparison between the two.
Yeah, LT was a bad boy, man. And forget even the rushing, but as receiving out the back, lining up in the slot. Yeah, he was untackleable in open spaces because of his finesse. AP tried to run through you. And he was a power runner and tried to bully. And he did most people, to be fair, because he was.
Oh, he did.
I think he came real close to that 2,000 record one year. That 2,000 yards record
I believe he got it. I think he does have 2,000 yards.
I don't even remember if he did or not. But I know he was a monster runner, man. But Brian Westbrook as well. When he used to come out the back and catch, and he was damn near untackleable. But yeah, I think AP people. Because he's not, when you talk about the greatest running backs of that era, I don't think he gets fair due. And he was really good. He does have it, yeah? Okay, cool. And
Peterson, right?
Yeah, and LT never did that. And LT was the every down back. He had what I consider the last the last best fullback in front of not fullback, Lorenzo Neal. Remember when Lorenzo Neal used to block for him?
Yep.
Yeah, man. I don't think AP was just, and the Vikings was a running team.
Oh yeah.
You know, the Chargers went from Drew Brees to Phillip Rivers. They kind of mixed it up.
They had the good old school West Coast offense, the Chargers.
Yeah.
You know, that's nowadays people see that's like a terminology that people don't realize now because everybody tries to play the same type of offense to what they did. Back in the day, historically, you had running teams, you had passing teams, and then they were also known as West Coast teams. West Coast teams was normally mediocre defense, but they're going to outscore you no matter who it was. That was coined under the 49ers with Montana and Rice with the way that they would play offense. So, I mean, yeah, listen, Adrian Peterson, I think, has an argument to get into top 10 greatest running backs of all time, if I'm being quite honest with you. But I think in that same breath, LaDainian Tomlinson is higher up on that list for me all time for running backs than AP is. But I still respect Peterson because I think he's just short of 15,000 rushing yards.
Yeah, man. He ran. The reason why his career didn't go longer is because he ran so damn powerful and violently. I think if he was a more of a finesse running back, he could have.
It was also because he got in trouble because people were fucking getting involved in his business with his kids.
Oh yeah, because he was putting belt to ass. Yeah.
Right.
I remember that one. Yeah.
That's why it's another reason why his career kind of fell off because people took time away from him because of the whole it being a uncomfortable situation when it came to that. But he was a monster, dude. He's the only reason why the Vikings were worth anything. He's the only reason because as soon as Moss, the Vikings went from a franchise that was solely dependent on Randy Moss doing something insane with another shit quarterback, because that run of quarterbacks he had in Minnesota was god awful.
Who was after Culpepper? I don't even remember who the fuck was running back, the quarterback there.
Who was that bum from Miami? Oh, it's going to be a throwback name. You're going to laugh when it's Gus Frerotte.
Oh, shit.
There was Gus Frerotte on that team. There was.
I would have never guessed.
Yeah, no, I'm only remembering because that was a time period where the Bears were kicking the shit out of the Vikings.
Yeah.
Bears I mean, they had him. Who was that kid? He was on Atlanta for a couple of years. He was on Atlanta, Baltimore. Chris Redman was a quarterback for him, I think. And I think
these were shit quarterbacks, man. These are when McNabb went there, he was dead.
Yeah, McNabb was McNabb. I think AP went to Washington by the time McNabb got to Minnesota.
Yeah, McNabb was shit, man. By the time he got there, he was.
Yeah, they had straight dog shit quarterbacks. AP was the only thing that was worth anything on that team. They had a good defense. They did have a good defense at that time, but if AP couldn't rush 150 yards a game, that team was garbage.
Yeah, yes, man. Big up to Wahaha, man. Big up to Darren. Big up to everyone else. Big up to RSV, brother. So I had to listen to this shit. I was forced to listen to this shit because yesterday I recorded on the Cold Corner podcast about a preview of the Drake album, and they're gonna do a review of it next week with a review of it, brother. Okay, for those who don't know, Drake released 3 damn albums last night. 3.
He released 3. I only know of the 1
albums. 1, 2, 3. Iceman. And if he is trying to mimic that off George the Iceman Gervin, he missed the fucking mark. It's nowhere near it. But there's another one. It's another one called Maid of Honor, which is a zesty as fuck by the title in and of itself. A rap album called Maid of Honor. Like, brother, what are you doing? And another one called Habibi something. Like, I don't know. But them two are straight ass. It's shit. It's covered. Don't RSV. If you haven't listened to it, do not. I was forced to listen to it because I have to go give my thoughts on it on a podcast next week. But it was the Iceman one. I might go back and listen to it again. But the other one, my God, or the other two, straight shit. I have to for the purpose of the Cold Corner podcast. Matter of fact, we just recorded and released one. So.
Don't act like old Drake ain't bad. Old Drake is very good. Drake hasn't been good though for a while, if I'm being quite honest with you.
I don't think he made a good album since 2011. Take Care. I think Take Care was a good body of work, but the rest of that shit.
Take Care is his best album.
I think so. I think so. But the rest,
what was the? A lot of people don't even remember this one. Comeback Season was good. Comeback Season in 07 was good. So Far Gone was good. I think the other one was Thank Me Later.
Yeah, Thank Me Later wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Everything up to Take Care, very good. After Take Care, it's basically Drake was just putting out club bangers and just was putting an album together that just happened to have singles.
Yeah. So
the problem was that he was having every year Drake had one of the biggest club singles every single freaking year. That's the reason why Drake is also in the same talking point of where he's at. But what's the album? I think it's with his dad on the cover. Is that the More Life album?
I think that was Scorpion, wasn't it?
Scorpion, I think it's the year before. I think Scorpion's 2016, More Life's 2017.
Oh, was it? Nothing was the same? Might have been that up.
Might have been. That's the last album. Like whatever came out 2017, whatever that album is, I think it's More Life. That's the last album that I liked by him. Yeah, other than that, it's been just like random songs.
Yeah, I haven't. But it seems like whatever deal he had, I think he must have had like a 3-album deal left where he owed them 3 albums and he just put out 3 just to get out of his contract because it wasn't good, bro. It was the other 2. The Iceman got by 3 or 4 tracks that I like so far. You know, I ran on a little gym session this morning and to listen to it unfiltered because I told the cast on the show, I'm not gonna hear what you have to say about it. I want to listen to it unbiasedly before I give. But it was a tough listen. It was.
What do you? I know we're going off topic because this is the Around the League show, but I got to ask you this question: what do you make of all this nonsense that people are trying to make of saying what rappers do and don't have classic albums all of a sudden now?
Which ones do or don't have classics?
So I saw a list where people were trying to say that Ludacris don't have a classic album, and I humbly have to disagree. Maybe that's because I'm in the Chicago area and my palate for hip hop may be different to the East Coast or West Coast, but I thought some of these lists,
Chicken and Beer. Which one do you think was a classic? Chicken and Beer, Word of Mouth?
I think Word of Mouth, Chicken and Beer, and the next one afterwards, Red Light District, are all classics because the thing is like that I didn't understand with that whole situation with Luda is the unsung hero of the South that bridged the early days of Outkast coming out with Atlanta to what eventually became the sound of Atlanta when Trap came out. He was the bridge in between, and I think he gets disrespected a lot.
Yeah. On the Cold Corner podcast, one of the episodes that we did where we were talking about one of the most underrated rappers of the generation, and Ludacris was my choice. Because even though I don't, because for me, the bar for a classic is very, very high. And I even asked the question, would you rather have a classic? It's like you got a 10 body volume of work, right? 10 albums. Would you rather have one classic and 9 shit albums? Or would you rather have the same catalog of 10 albums, but 6 or 7 really good albums, but no classics per se? And the panel University, and I think Ludacris actually falls in that category. I don't think he's made a bad album. I think all of his albums was really good. Chicken and Beer was my favorite. Bad Leather Sexes had some bangers on there, but yeah, I think
but he was done by then.
Yeah,
his last good album was the one in 08 where it's the picture of him in the movie theater. I forget what it's called because he had that run where it was. I forget what the name of the album is. That What's Your Fantasy on, but he had that. Then he goes to Word of Mouth, Chicken and Beer, Red Light District, then Release Therapy. And then the one after Release Therapy was the last one that I thought was still decent. And then after that, he kind of went along the same things where then he was just making because right after the album, after Release Therapy, he's starting to do the Justin Bieber songs and shit.
Yeah.
And then transition to just a full-time Fast and Furious actor. So,
yeah.
But the reason why I think Luda gets disrespect, the reason why I said that is Luda is the bridge between Outkast to then what eventually we all know Atlanta for sound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because here, you could say that Luda doesn't have any classics. I disagree. I humbly disagree. But he is one of the early guys before the classics start coming because, somebody tried saying that Jeezy doesn't have a classic, and I respectfully disagree because TM 101 is an absolute classic. For me,
I think it's his best work.
TM 101 and The Recession are both classics.
Yeah.
The Recession was
the second slightly above it because that, to debut like that, was massive.
I walked off my mother's stoop when I was 12, and the soundtrack of what was going on was TM 101. So when I was ripping and running, that was the soundtrack. Trust me, TM 101 is his best work.
Yeah. So listen, I'm a big fan of Luda. He was the first Southern rapper to be signed on Def Jam. I think he's got a fantastic catalog, but the classics for me are held because I'm a little older than you still. So the classics for me, the Reasonable Doubts, the Illmatics, the Stillmatics, College Dropout, the Chronic, 36 Chambers. Those are the classics for me. I think Luda has a very, very good catalog, and I have time for him all day of the week. Some of these new motherfuckers, man, I don't really fuck with. Big up to Suge.
Oh no, I agree with that.
Yeah, man. Big up. YouTube doing me dirty, crashing streams. Yeah, I don't know what, brother. YouTube it's a mess right now, Suge. So appreciate you swinging through, man. W's for Suze in the chat, man. I mean. R&B is my shit, big up Usher. He's on tour right now.
Usher's got some classics.
I think he was the last guy to have an album sell diamond. That Confessions in 2004 was the last R&B album to sell 10 million records, which is massive.
Oh, yeah, for R&B, yeah, 100%.
Massive. I don't think we'll ever see albums sell like, LL got some very good bodies of work, but classics are.
I don't know about LL having a classic. I fuck with LL Cool J, but I don't know about him having a classic.
Hey, listen, people, go tune into the Cold Corner podcast, man. There's some good stuff on there. It's me, Cav, and D-Man. He's a Newcastle fan. We do that, the hip hop thing. And there is an R&B show coming because the lady's been asking for some R&B, so we got to do an R&B episode as well. I didn't even know this. Married to a Gabonese woman. Oh, Lord. Okay, cool. Yeah, wow, fucks with Luda. Yeah. He must have met Alba, and Alba put him on. Be like, yeah, man, I'm gonna make you eat some of this jollof rice, some of this Gabonese jollof, and he ain't never left. Some good work. Yep, fair point here. Ross has some good work, but he doesn't have any classics for me.
What's a classic, but it's not an album. It would be a classic mixtape. Is the MMG "The World Is Ours"? That should have been an album.
Matter of fact, yeah, that should have been an album, and Drake's other 2 albums should have been mixtapes because that shit was trash today, bro. I swear. My ears are. It's like imagine listening to Egal for 69 minutes. And that's not a Canadian, you know what I'm saying?
That's why I laughed. I go, that's the Canadian conduit, huh?
That's what I felt like. I wanted to skip this shit. I wanted to skip it, but I couldn't. Yeah, I saw what you did here, Wahaha. I saw what you did. Yeah, great music. Monster. Complete lunatic. Needs to be shot. But the music is top notch.
Music there will never be. He will always be the king of R&B. You got to do something.
You still love him in Chicago?
Huh?
You still love him in Chicago?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Same with Kanye.
Yeah. Love Ye.
We still love Ye. We still love R. Kelly. Listen, he's an absolute piece of shit, but
yeah.
Musically, I remember growing up in that era of R. Kelly getting big and everything else. You couldn't walk on a corner without hearing R. Kelly being banged somewhere in the city. Yeah. Didn't matter where it was, what neighborhood, what different ethnic group it was. Everybody listened to R. Kelly in Chicago. Yeah. Everybody listened to him.
That's big facts, man. That's big facts. Big up to Brenny. RSV, honestly, my answer might shock you, but it's neither. I don't like either of them. I really don't.
Agreed.
You know, I unpopular opinion where they put these guys as the crown jewel or the top guys in hip hop right now. I still listen to the old stuff. Like AZ just put out an album called Do or Die. I listened to that shit 3 times this week. Old school Brooklyn rap. I listened to that. You know, I just can't. You know, Kendrick style. I get it. You know, Drake is like he's a musician. I don't even call him a rapper. He's like a superstar musician that just because the shit he was doing today, man, I couldn't even.
Yeah, Kendrick. I think Kendrick's only 2 classic. If you were gonna maybe say classic, is To Pimp a Butterfly and Good Kid, Mad City. I don't think. I think Kendrick is overrated as well. I don't see why people put him on a certain. My personal opinion, I think J. Cole's better than Kendrick.
Better rapper, yeah. Better delivery. Listen,
Hugo. Yes,
Hugo just said it.
100%. Like here, personally, when they came out, because they came out, I think Cole World came out first. Cole World's better than Good Kid, Mad City, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I know J. Cole. He's from Fayetteville, North Carolina. His dad was a soldier in Germany. His mother's a German woman. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah. So, brother, every soldier, every black soldier who goes to Germany comes back married with a German girl. It's a thing. So Jermaine was son of Sergeant Major Cole. He comes to Fayetteville all the time. He used to work at a bar called Speakeasy. He goes back there all the time. We know Jermaine, bad boy rapper, and he released the album this week, and people didn't even know.
I know I haven't gotten his yet. Yeah. I never miss Cole.
Yeah, and
you ask me, I'm taking J. Cole over both Kendrick and Drake. But Drake, the early days of Drake, I actually still like, because I remember growing up with the house party scene and everything going around when Drake was coming out. But like I said, after Take Care, I think he started going downhill from there. Take Care is his best album.
Yeah, Take Care is a good body of work. I like the Eminem Show. Eminem Show is a good album. A$AP Rocky.
He's the same thing. He's overhyped too. Good rapper, but he gets overhyped too.
Who, A$AP or Eminem?
Eminem.
Yeah. So the thing with Eminem is when he is locked in, like I actually enjoy his features more than I like his albums, because when he's on someone else's track, he usually brings some bad boy bars. Whether he's on Jada Kiss's album, whether he was on Renegade with Jay-Z, he always show up. When on Dr. Dre's album, he does some fantastic features. His albums are good too, but
I personally think there's 2 eras of Eminem, and after I think what's the album cover with the blue curtains? Is that Encore?
Yeah, that was
Encore. After Encore, Eminem's bodies of work have gone like this.
Yeah, the Relapse album in I think
09.
08.
That was decent. Yeah, but I'm not. But here, there's nothing better than that. And the problem is because the bar's so high.
Mm-hmm.
Because his early stuff, I mean, here, you want to talk about top 10 greatest hip hop albums of all time. The original Marshall Mathers LP has to have an argument to get to be featured in that area, in my opinion.
The problem is I went to Germany already married. Yeah. Yeah. So I went to Germany already married. So I had to, that's why I had to behave myself. But yeah, man, I don't know. The German girls are wild. They're completely wild. But J. Cole is that. J. Cole is that dude, man. Yeah. There's some classics. Doggy Style, America's Most Wanted, All Eyes on Me, classics. Yeah, man. You man know your shit.
Yep.
You man know your shit. Now RSV. There was a point where Wayne was that guy. Like between 08 or 2011, he went on a tear. Like if you needed a hit, just feature Wayne.
It goes back further than that. You got to go back to 04.
04. I don't want to go back to 04 because I think he really got hot after Carter 2 came out. I think when Wayne.
That's his best work. Carter 2 is his best album. Yeah. Carter 2, Carter 3 is like the old comparison when you compare Off the Wall to Thriller.
Yeah.
Anybody who really, the real Michael Jackson fans who aren't just pop fans, everybody loves Off the Wall more than Thriller. Thriller is Michael Jackson's.
That's my favorite. Yeah, I think you asked me that the other week when you asked me
what Off the Wall.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it coming off like this, but Off the Wall is Black Michael Jackson. Thriller is white Michael Jackson.
Yeah, definitely.
Thriller is Michael Jackson's opening to the entire world. If you refuse to listen to him previous, those who truly love disco, soul, everything that in between that Michael Jackson covers with being the king of pop.
Yeah.
Off the Wall by far is better than Thriller, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But that's the same thing. Carter 2 is true Wayne. That if you're talking bars across the board, that's his best album by far. Carter 3 was pop because every damn near song on there was a hit.
Yeah. Did you know that there was a Carter 6?
Yeah, I didn't listen to it.
Right. Yeah, I didn't even know. I stopped
people
at 4.
People overhyped the Carter 5 like, oh, Wayne's back, and it was like mid at best. I have accepted, even though I was a huge Lil Wayne fan. I think Lil Wayne and DMX have the 2 greatest runs that a rapper's ever had as far as consistent year in and year out. But as far as overall careers, once you get past that run, it goes down. Because Wayne, all 3 Carters, Carter 1 is a very good album. Carter 2, my opinion, is his best work. But then in between Carter 2 to Carter 3, all the droughts, all the dedications, and leading up to eventually No Ceilings. That's his run. That's his bag of an era. Outside of that, it's You could maybe pass the Hot Boys era because they were huge. But besides the Hot Boys era, Wayne's era is Carter 1 to No Ceilings. And then after that, it becomes pothole-ish.
I think if Wayne had turned just make No Ceilings Carter 5. The Carter trilogy,
Carter 4
series. I like 4. I didn't hate 4. I didn't think
I didn't like 4.
I didn't think he was good as 3 or 2, but I think No Ceilings is better than most albums, if I'm being honest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
No Ceilings is in top 15 mixtapes all time. No Ceilings is in that argument.
I think it's higher. I'll put it in the top 10. I can make an argument for top 5. That shit was straight piff.
Well, the problem is you also got all the dedications and the droughts too.
Yeah,
those were all fire.
I'm not gonna lie, I did. Yeah, this is true, Joins. After Drake he makes music for
the club. That's all it is.
Yeah, man.
If you picture the biggest club that you can, if you put 2 hours of just Drake music, you would have an absolute blast every single night. It would be insane. Everybody would love it, but that's all the music he makes for.
Yeah. Worst future musician for me is Nicki Minaj. She ruins every single song she is on.
That's wild. That's a wild take.
Oh man, Nicki, oh my God, we listen. The chat's off the chain to that. The Carter, yeah, man. There's people that believe it. Lil Wayne, Drake, that's all Young Money era. Tyga, that era where Young Money was doing their thing. People actually started to believe the Tyga hype. Like, where's Tyga now? Now I started to believe that there was actually a ghostwriter there.
Oh yeah,
fucking Nick Carter. Was he the lead singer for Backstreet? Was it him?
No, because I thought wasn't it Aaron Carter that was in Backstreet? Wasn't it his brother? I thought Nick Carter. Wasn't Nick Carter the one that went crazy with the face tattoo and shit?
I thought Aaron was. I thought so. The Backstreet Boys was Nick, Joey Fatone.
I don't remember. I didn't listen to that shit like that.
or am I mixing up with that NSYNC? Am I mixing them up?
No, one of the Carters is in the one of the Carters is in the Backstreet Boys. You know what? I think Aaron's the one that's dead. That's the one that went crazy with.
Oh, Nick was the Backstreet Boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nick was the Backstreet Boy. So yeah, NSYNC or Backstreet.
I didn't listen to either one.
You listen to pop music?
Not like that. No.
Oh, okay.
Bro, I'm from Chicago. I grew up listening to blues, to be quite honest with you.
Okay.
So my palette of music. So here, I can listen to anything except country music. I cannot listen to country music like that.
What? You don't like the stories?
See, okay, it depends who you're talking about. If you're talking Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, like gangster outlaw country, I got time for that all day. Stapleton, I can listen to Chris Stapleton.
No, I'm talking John Jacob Montgomery. I'm talking Brad Paisley. I'm talking Jason Aldean. I'm talking Toby Keith type.
Very
good stories, man. Because I've had most of my soldiers are from like troops I used to have. They used to be from like back in the woods type places, and I couldn't just always be playing reggae and dancehall and rap. I would let them play their shit to make them comfortable because
again, it's more of like the outlaw country, more of the bluesy sounding country for me. So my grandparents on my dad's side are all old school off the boat greaseballs. So all we listen to from that family is your stereotypical Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, but also like we listened to like opera because the off the boat greaseballs love their opera. So we would listen to that with them. But then like we also listen to a lot of doo-wop and swing and big band because of them as well. But then jazz also came in from there. So that was them. My mom is a disco chick. Like my mom, like I'm taking her surprise is I'm taking her for her birthday to go see Earth, Wind and Fire because that's her favorite band.
Hey, okay.
So like my mom is a disco chick, but also she loves R&B and soul and just anything in that regard, pop. My stepdad listened to everything. He was like a walking encyclopedia for music. And then my dad was heavy into the blues and likes all the old school, like classic rock and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So, and like my stepdad, he listened to a lot of alternative music. So he's actually the one that got me into rap because he listens. My stepdad has the original vinyl of Follow the Leader of Eric B. and Rakim.
Rah.
I learned rap from the beginning from, Furious 5 MCs, Run DMC, the Beastie Boys, all the way up to Eric B. and Rakim, Big L, everybody through there. So I have a huge palette of music. It's country it's just not my thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was I don't want to say I was forced to listen to it, but as a leader, that's what you do when you're in people that's gonna die for you and that type of shit. So I used to listen to the shit that they listen to, and I enjoyed some of the stories are funny as hell. I'm not gonna lie. Some of Jason Aldean's and Brad Plays, and then those country singers, they're patriotic as fuck. So they used to come over to Afghanistan, over to Iraq before for us all the time. So I have an affinity for them. So yeah, man, big up. So listen, RSV and everyone in the chat, I have pinned the Cold Corner podcast link in the chat. Please go and check out. There's most of the questions that you would ask me about rap, we've already addressed over there. It's a new channel me and Kev and some other boys are doing over in the UK. It's a great, so go check that out. But for me, my favorite rappers of all time, like how many you want? The top 3, the top 6, the top 5? Because my top 5 is Biggie, Jadakiss, Nas. I'll go Biggie, Jada, Nas. I'll go Fabulous, which actually surprised a lot of people.
That doesn't surprise me.
And because I'm biased towards the Brooklyn rappers and all that. And I'll go Wayne. I could give Wayne his props.
Oof.
And these are your favorites, right? I'm not saying these are the best. These are just my favorites,
My favorites are going to be, my favorites, Wayne's in there. Jay's in there. Nas. Jeezy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's almost a tie between 3 6 Mafia and DMX.
It's 666. It's 666 too. Is it DJ Paul and Juicy J? There's somebody. It's 2 people, isn't it? Or is it someone
more than that? Well, eventually it became them 2, but it used to be a lot more than that. There was Lord Infamous. There was Crunchy Black.
Yeah.
There's
Crunchy. Country Black and Project Pat,
Project Pat. Well, Project. Yeah, man. That's
Project Pat come through with the range dipper. And I'm like, Project, shut the fuck up, Pat.
That shit.
Chicken head pot. Shut the fuck up, Project Pat.
Stand away. Ain't got no favorite bed. Jammed up.
Was it 666 or Project Pat that did the don't save her? She don't want
Project Pat.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I wanna be saved.
Same with what's the verse that Drake did that everybody was talking crazy and they forgot it was a DJ Paul verse? Because Drake samples fucking 3 6 Mafia all the time.
He does. He samples everyone. I remember that motherfucker sampled Bob Marley and didn't even give the God credit when he was like, one thing about music, when it hits, you feel no pain. That was a Bob Marley bar.
Yep.
And he took that. I'm like, bro, people who listen to you don't know who the hell Bob Marley is. You have to pay homage when you do that type of shit. That's one of the reasons why I don't like that motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know?
Same thing when he was, what was the Aaliyah? He was the one doing the Aaliyah album, and he wasn't even calling anybody that was notoriously close with Aaliyah. And a lot of people are probably, he's shady. He's always been shady.
Yeah, he's shady, man. Yeah, man. Eminem Pop. Yeah, man. I'm not mad at that, you know. Red Hot Chili Peppers for the win. Not mad at that either. You know what I mean? But yeah, people. Yeah, man. Big up to listen. The chat is very cultured, you know. Big you all up, man. Well, brother, there was a game tonight. You know, there was a football game tonight in Villa Park. Did you have the privilege of watching that?
Yes, I did.
What'd you think of that? Una masterclass on Honest Slut. La 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 la. What that is.
I think more of a Unai masterclass. I want to show Unai some love because they turned it around when they needed to. But at the same time, God, Liverpool are god awful to watch.
Yeah, man.
The
way Villa was
holding on. Did I see a Ciroc bottle?
Yeah, it's Apple.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna go grab some. I'll join you for a drink.
I was just trying to figure out what kind of Red Bull I was gonna mix it with. But yes, people, Unai Emery went to Onslaught. I know. Let me know what y'all thought. Listen, this is the Around the League show, but we went off on a hip hop tangent there, or a musical tangent. That's why I pinned the link to Cold Corner in there, so you can go check that out. Because we could do the music thing all day. I'm a music nut. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta go
some Blue Label, yeah. Oh Lord, listen, I can. I usually Red Label, Black Label, Johnny Walker Red. You know that type of shit. Yeah, man.
Salud.
Salud. To Liverpool's shit season.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be honest, where we are in the league right now, 2 wins away from the title in the Champions League final. This is where I actually thought Liverpool would be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I had picked us to do what City did in the Carabao and the FA Cup. I had no idea we would be here, so egg on my face. But come on, Liverpool, from Premier League champions record transfer to what they can get now, 60 points, 61, 62 points.
Yeah, like 61. And they're not on. They're back in a race now with Bournemouth. If Bournemouth win out and they lose again, I think Bournemouth could jump them.
Criminal.
It's ridiculous. Criminal.
Now, that's an actual thing. Now, does this make Bournemouth want to go for Champions League and actually take something from City Tuesday night?
I think it does. I think Iraola understands that he's the hottest shit smoking right now as far as this new project manager mentality. So I would not be shocked if Iraola tries to go all out because he's playing for a job. He's playing for a job increase. He's leaving Bournemouth. With what he's been doing, I tip my hat to him, but I think we'll be seeing Iraola either on the bench for like a Chelsea or maybe Newcastle next season. He's not staying at Bournemouth.
The way Villa was just they were passing through their midfield. They were dribbling through. They had the options to do both. Normally, you pass through a midfield when you can't dribble, or dribble through a midfield when you can't pass. Villa was having their time. Like, okay, Ross Barkley. I'm seeing Ross Barkley picking up the ball, carrying. Szoboszlai is supposed to be midfielder of the season.
He looks like Ross Barkley from 2014 again.
I was like, yo, he didn't look this good at, where was he at? Luton.
He went from Everton. He went from Everton to Chelsea, and then Chelsea. He went all over the damn place.
I think he played for Luton.
He did play for Luton when they came up.
Yeah, because I remember that he played well against us, against Luton.
Yep.
One game, and I'm like, yo, Ross Barkley running through Liverpool midfield like it's nothing. I don't know, man. It didn't look good. It did not look good at all. Didn't know that Liverpool played until I saw Months do a watch along. Right, Chike, 4-2 flatters Liverpool.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Ollie Watkins fucked up a 2-yard pass.
Oh my God!
I'm mad at him because Morgan Rogers is my captain in my FPL, bro, and he didn't get him the ball.
That was a sick goal that he scored, though. That whip shot.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I'd love to see him at Arsenal. Love to see him on the left wing at Arsenal.
Somehow, this Liverpool side kept 2 clean sheets against us this season. This Liverpool team,
it's not somehow. It's because of the manager.
Jesus. I'm still mad about that loss. And when was that? August? That was August 31st.
Yep. Third game of the year.
Yep. That was August 31st. Going into the international break.
Yep.
Was like bitter taste. My God. Anfield Agenda was saying there's a slot out petition at like 4 million. You know what we need to do as rival? We need to start a slot in petition. And I guarantee you that motherfucker will have 10 million.
Slot's going to bring back the Liverpool, the Liverpool era, the way these guys are playing, dude. They're fucking terrible.
So I'm just wondering how far is he going to take him out of the title race next year, or just how much he's going to hold him back before they decide to pull the plug on him next year. Kind of like what United did with Ten Hag. Wasted 8 weeks, however long they kept him. Wahaha can tell us. They kept him. I think it was the West Ham game during the season when they lost the West Ham game. They finally sacked him when they were already fucked. Same way they probably kept Amorim too long this year.
Yeah.
So I think Liverpool is going to end up doing that next year. They could end up getting if they get Conference League.
Oh my God, that'd be the greatest thing of all fucking time.
Yeah. But they have Brentford, right? They have Brentford at Anfield next week.
Mm-hmm. Brentford's playing for Europe though, man, and they're a handful. This is the only thing that I think it's going to be interesting is if you look at the teams that are competing for the European spots in England once you get past the first 5. The likes of Brentford, Brighton, potentially Palace gets in there because I think they'll win the Conference League. The one thing you actually got to worry about with these teams getting in is the coefficient may not be there next year. Do you really think that a Brentford or a Bournemouth, when you look at the situation, and most likely the top players from those teams will probably get moved around? Mm-hmm. There's already talk like Senesi's going to go to Chelsea because they desperately need a veteran center back because their defense is horrible. You know, there's talk that Truffert, the left back, is going to leave. So if these are the teams that are going into Europe for England, you have to question if the coefficient's going to be there to where it really is a top 4 battle next year. Because if these teams are going to get strip mined for their players, I don't see these teams pushing as far as what you would see on a typical United, Chelsea, Newcastle stacked European run than these teams. So it makes next year even more interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I'm here for it. Big up to Suj. Say, neighbor got lucky when I went to India. I brought him back 2 bottles of Black Label. Hey, Suj, what's her name? What's your neighbor's name? Because I know you sneaky. You want Iraola at Bilbao? I think he fancies going back to Spain.
That'd be cool for him to go back to Bilbao.
Yeah, it'd be cool, man. Big him up. Liverpool are 12 lost. Oh, they have lost 12 games.
Yeah. That's why they're so that. Dude, did you hear how bad the away fans were booing his ass? He's lost the away fans. That's why I can't believe they're holding on to him and risking it.
And that's crazy, because your away fans are usually your most loyal. Once you lose them fuckers, because it was the away fans. When I used to go to games at Villa Park, when I used to visit my nan, it was the first time I heard away fans sing to their own coach. I hope that you die. I hope that you die. I was like, damn. This is like people who think tweets are toxic. Go to an away game.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind will be blown. Like some of the shit that they say to these players, especially in these, these smaller grounds where you can there's so many grounds across England that still got the hybrid feel. I switched on at halftime and saw the highline. Red Eye pool was cooked. The second half Villa was belt to ass. And the crazy thing about it is Villa will put in this performance this week and watch them next week. Lay down.
Yep.
Lay the fuck down and roll over and pull their pants down for Pep. They'll do it.
Fair or foul. I got a fair or foul for you.
Those two. Go on with it. Shoot me.
Fair or foul, Liverpool should bite the bullet and sell Virgil van Dijk this summer.
Foul.
Really?
Yeah. Here's why I'll say foul. They're not gonna get a whole lot of money for him, and you need a whole lot of money to put a center back next to. You need a center back that's better than Konate next to Konate. Konate cannot be
I'd
the
get rid of
best,
the both of them.
right? But I don't think they will. I don't think they will because
That's
they're
on them.
not gonna get. How old is Virgil? Like 34?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not getting especially on the contract he just signed. So I would say foul. I say they have to keep him.
See, my thing is this: if I'm Liverpool, I'm getting rid of both of their asses.
I agree. They should.
I'm getting rid of both of them and biting the bullet because one, whether it's screwed up or not, yes, Virgil's been huge for them and all this other shit, right? The problem is that I think even if you replace Konate next year, I think there's too much. I think there's too much show that Virgil's over the hump, and I think he's going to be an even bigger problem for them next season, especially off the back of lack of rest with playing in the World Cup with the Netherlands. So I would take the jump now and just get rid of him. You know,
and another reason why I say it's fair is because if they get rid of Virgil and Konate, they're going to need 3 center backs because they might as well get rid of Gomez as well. Because he was all over the crime scene today. If Villa was a crime scene, his DNA, his fingerprints, he might as well just have jacked off and spit and leave his driver's license because the police are coming to get him. He was in every highlight. It was either him or this. Oh my God. Watkins could have had 2 more, and he should have had an assist.
That's the story of Ollie Watkins the whole season. That's the story of Ollie Watkins the whole season of missing goals. If Ollie Watkins had his shooting boots on like he's had this last run, and we're having a different conversation about this title race right now.
Yeah, and this bitch, like I just took him out my FBL. I just took him out. I had to take either him or Morgan Rogers out. I took him out and I kept Morgan Rogers. And today he has.
Yeah,
it should have had 2 more. It was the best game. VVD Canate should flee the country. But at 34, 300K or whatever money he's on, it's big money. I just don't think he's economically unattractive. You know what I'm saying?
So if you could dump him, say somebody from Saudi comes in and buys him for like 20, 25 mil. You get rid of him and the contract's gone. And let's say for some reason, Liverpool's going to free up about, let's say, 100 million for you to spend, and you've getting rid of him, and now you got more money on top of it. I'm throwing my hat in if Inter's selling Bastoni for only 60 million euros. I'm going to get Bastoni immediately, and then just start taking your pick of what center back you want to go after in Europe to do the other replacement for Konate. I'd take the risk and do it because the other risk factor is if Konate, because somebody put it in the chat, I guess Konate is a free agent at the end of this season. So if Konate is a free agent, you're already screwed on that. So you have to get rid of Virgil to raise some revenue. I mean, Salah's monster contract is off the books now as well because he'll be leaving. So there'll be some space. But I think if you're getting rid of Salah, just dive in feet first and just get rid of Van Dijk as well and try to move on and stabilize the ship, in my opinion. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Bayern Munich made a move for him. They paid generous wages just to get rid of Upamecano and plug it for another 2 years because I think he could play in that league. I think you could play in that league for another 3 years if you wanted to be fair. But yeah, they're conceding out the ass. I think they've conceded more than Palace. And Palace have lost their best center back mid-season. It's mad. What are your thoughts on Pavlovic, center back from Milan? I heard he's the next Vidic with better athlete. I don't know.
I don't think he's the next Vidic. I think he's potentially a very good center back. But Fikayo Tomori and Matteo Gabbia have been criminally underrated for that back line for Milan. But Pavlovic has been good. I would say the talk that Milan wants 60, 70 million for him is a little high. In my personal opinion, I think he's more of a player that at the most I would pay 40 million euros for, but he does have the potential to be a very good center back. So I would not say that he is quick. He's good on the ball too, but I wouldn't say he's that high to be comparing to like Vidic and all that. Not
Yeah,
that's
all right. If you're not looking at the table right now, I'm gonna play a game with you real quick. And I take one last dig at Liverpool before we move on. Just stay quiet until you hear a team that you think has conceded less goals than Liverpool. Yeah, I'm gonna call out the team names. Just stay quiet until you think a team that's conceded less goals. Yeah, less, not more. All right, you got it. Wolves.
They've conceded more.
Yeah, you're supposed to stay quiet. I'm gonna keep calling the names.
My bad.
What's in my goddamn cup, man? All right, Wolves, Burnley, West Ham, Tottenham, Leeds.
Is that it?
No, I'm gonna keep going. I was pausing for dramatic effect. Newcastle, Fulham.
They've conceded more goals than Newcastle and Fulham.
They're tied with Newcastle, 52 both. Yeah. So here are the teams that conceded less goals than Liverpool. It's mad. Forest. They've conceded only 47. Yeah, Forest, Palace, Sunderland, Fulham, Everton, Chelsea, Brentford.
Whoa, hold on. Chelsea, that's fallen in ninth, has given up less goals than fucking Liverpool.
49. Chelsea
Slot needs to go just because of that.
49.
Just because of that, Slot needs to go. What the fuck are them idiots thinking?
Brentford, you know. Brighton, who plays suicide football. Brighton, who plays suicide football, have only conceded 42 goals.
Wow.
Villa, Man United, and obviously City and us. So, yeah. So 52 goals, we've conceded 26.
That's what I'm saying. I'm getting rid of both of them and just saying, fuck it. It can't be much worse.
It's madness. Absolute madness. So Liverpool need to fix up. Konate contract runs out in June. The boys joining Uncle brother. Well, maybe because it's free. Because one, Real Madrid wouldn't pay a dime to sign that motherfucker because he is between if him and Upamecano swap jerseys, I wouldn't know. I couldn't tell you the difference. Pavlovic is a weird one. Plays nothing like Vidic. That's exactly. Way premature. Foul only because Salah and Robertson are leaving. Yeah, and that's some continuity there. He is their captain, but I just can't imagine they would bring a center back that's off the ilk that can carry a Konate. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Hey Jordan, man, it's around the league show. It's me and Broski, but you know, I'll drop the link tomorrow, man. You can hop in if you want. Chike, if I were to stay at the UConn men's 6 championships in 27 years, impressive. The women 12 and 31. That Farrah foul had some interesting takes.
No, I'd say the women are more impressive than the men.
Yeah,
especially because when you listen, no disrespect, a lot. When you think about women's college basketball, there's only 2 teams you think of. You think of fucking UConn, and you think of the old, I forget her name, but the old white chick that's like, I think her name's Pat something. Mm-hmm. That's Pat got Summit. Like Pat Summit. You think of Pat Summit's Tennessee. Those are the 2 teams. Mm-hmm. You know, I UConn men is in the same category. You know, if you're into college hoops, UConn men sit at the same table as Duke, North Carolina, you know, Kansas, all the big basketball teams, you know. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you know, the UConn men have been impressive over the last few years, but the women's, I mean, fuck. I remember it was 3 years in a row they lost like 1 game. They were kicking the shit out of everybody. The UConn women's, they were insane. And Pat Summit's Tennessee was no slouch either. They were. Yep. Pat Summit's Tennessee was insane. Those are the 2 teams when you think about women's basketball in general. To be honest with you, it's those 2 college teams. So I would say the women over the men in that regard.
Yeah, and listen, because UConn is what? Big East?
Yep.
Yeah, for a Big East school to compete with the likes of the ACC powerhouses,
Yep.
Mike Krzyzewski and and Roy Williams and for a while there, SEC had put out some good teams in the Florida Gators. Yeah, for UConn because they have represented the Big East very well because
Yeah.
St. John's has fallen into a goddamn precipice, and it's been pretty much them ones. Hopefully Newcastle rolls over this Sunday for West Ham because it will be a drag. They will drag Spurs back into but I tell you what, but we can good segue. We can transition to the FA Cup, and it's tomorrow, ain't it? Yeah, it's tomorrow at 7 a.m. What you saying, man? Is Pep gonna lose a third straight FA Cup final? Puncher's chance for the Chelsea?
No, I think City's gonna annihilate these boys.
Belt the ass, yeah.
Mm-hmm. If they lose this final, I wouldn't be surprised if City drew or lost to Bournemouth. Because City's got, what is it? These last 3 games, it's like 3 games in 8 days.
They got a FA Cup tomorrow, and then Tuesday they got Bournemouth, and then Villa on Sunday.
Villa's going to lay down, so Villa's going to be a win no matter what, because they did their job. Their mind now is just to get the added money by winning the Europa League. I think City has to win this FA Cup. If they lose, I think they're going to lose the game to Bournemouth.
Yeah, there is no way I can see if Pep beats us in a Carabao final and loses to Chelsea interim, he should walk. He should walk. Right? He should if he is still on the fence about whether he's going to stay next year or go, he should. Yeah, because you think he's staying? You think he's leaning either way? Think he got one foot out the door?
I mean, this has been a question every year since he won 2 in a row before he won 4 in a row, as if Pep's done or any of this. I don't know. A part of me thinks that I don't think Pep leaves City unless somehow they won it this year. If we fucked up, a part of me tells me he's going to come back next year and try to end on a high note with winning. And if he doesn't win next year, then he'll walk. That's my gut feeling with it, because when you look at it at the end of the day, I just don't see one. I think Pep has developed such a bond with Manchester City that I don't think Pep is going to want to walk away with City being in the state that it is. If yes, okay, they've done a domestic double, let's say, but they didn't win the league. I don't know, with all the rumors that you're hearing, I don't know if Pep wants to walk away and hand over the reins to Enzo Maresca with what potentially comes next afterwards, because, there's no guarantee that Maresca is going to come in and pick up where Pep left off and turn these guys around. I just don't think so. So a part of me feels that he stays for another year and tries to win it again, and then if he can't win it again, he'll walk.
Yeah, I think he actually stays. I mean, I'd love to see him go. I'd love to see him go and them see if they'll actually hire Maresca. I'm very interested to see in the route that their next appointment is very intriguing to me. I mean, do they go for a big name or do they pick someone from the Man City umbrella of coaches that they have? Do they do the Chelsea thing and go get old boy from Strasbourg?
No, they got to get a big name coach to handle that locker room.
And that's what I'm saying. It's going to be because if they don't do that, it will tell me something about what direction they're heading. But as far as big name coaches, I'm not sure if Luis Enrique is going to leave what he got at PSG for because he's got the same backing. He's got
honestly, I think Hansi Flick takes the job.
You think he's going to resign or sacked at Barca?
I think Hansi Flick. If Hansi Flick wins the Champions League with Barca, I could see Flick walking away from Barca to take over City.
I hear it. You answer this one real quickly because I didn't even watch it.
Lazio rolled over too easy, but at the same time, Lazio isn't that good of a team. Inter's that good of a team. So it's I don't know. You can say what you want if they rolled over or whatnot. Lazio player for player, can't really stand up to Inter. So Inter on a good day, I wasn't shocked by it. And Lazio's in absolute, crumble mode. They don't know what's coming or going at that club right now. So I'm not really shocked that Inter took advantage of them.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I did see this. I see, man, Kwanzaa pushed him. He pushes Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa grabs his shirt. I drip him up. Man goes down holding his face. I text every Liverpool fan I know. I say, you bitches. And they knew exactly what I was like, this brother, like, does he know that the camera is on? Come on, bro. After further analysis, yeah, he says that. That's how this is his good. Unai Emery starts his sentences or his little soliloquies with "Good evening." He does this after further analysis. We find we aren't going to score goals and conceding too many goals. It's Captain Obvious. Have you seen the La Liga table? If you look at how close the bottom half, and I think everyone is on like 40 or 43 points, isn't it? Like from like 10 through 16th, it's like a cluster there.
Yep,
which is mad. But yeah, man, I don't see. Normally, I would, if Maresca was still there, I would probably see a way that Chelsea could shithouse a final. But yeah. I can't. This will be their third FA Cup final rowing up. Nah, I just don't see. On a linear scale, he's destined to win one.
Mm-hmm.
Interim gone, man. I just don't think it. And plus, Chelsea look like they're down tools anyway. They look like the way Liverpool look today is what I've seen from Chelsea the past couple of weeks. They just look dejected, like they can't wait to get on the beach. Now, I hope the Burnley players who are relegated feel the same way and don't want to ruin their summer and get, broken knees and broken ankles and all this other shit and just really lay down for us Monday night. Because I do believe Bournemouth will give them a hell of a game. Because I don't want this shit going in down to Super Sunday. I don't. Because can you imagine, yeah? Can you imagine it goes down to Super Sunday? And at halftime, we're still nil with Palace away at St. James Selhurst Park. And then they go up on Villa. Everyone in the stadium, you're going to see everyone looking at their phone. You're going to hear the tension. You're going to hear it.
Listen, here's the thing. If we're worried about beating Burnley or Crystal Palace, still, we're not good enough to win the fucking league.
I agree.
So I think at the end of the day, for me, I think that Burnley, listen, if we're serious, the Burnley game should be over by halftime.
Yeah, you're right.
The Burnley game should be over by halftime.
But I don't see us scoring an abundance of goals. And I can see it, Selhurst Park, regardless of who Glasner puts on the pitch. I'm not sure we break him down in the first half. Now, if we're ahead at halftime and then City score and then they start to run up the score on Villa, then it could be tricky. But if we're drawing and they're winning, especially if they beat Bournemouth, they win their game, we win our game. We win Monday, they win Tuesday, and it goes down. If they go ahead on goal difference, they're already ahead of us. So they go ahead and we're still drawing. It's 1-2. And that's when we'll see Arteta do the dumbest shit we'll ever see him do, because we just saw him do just what we thought. We ain't seen him do no more dumb shit. He did the Zubimendi last week. And I don't think I have to get into details. We'll attach this to him. Whenever we talk about Mikel doing the Zubimendi, we know what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. And that's what he did at West Ham.
But do you think, but see, the same thing with what we're saying about Villa going to lay down, I think Crystal Palace is going to be the same thing, because their focus is going to be getting that European trophy. So
I hear it.
That's why I kind of feel like Crystal Palace, the Burnley game is the bigger test, because like the game where, what was it? City beat Burnley 1-0, about 2 weeks ago, when they had like 30 shots on the freaking 30 shots, just the rest of them couldn't go in. They just barely got the one in. So Burnley to me is the bigger threat for us than Palace, in my opinion. I think we're going to get a second string team with Palace because Glasner is going to be focused on getting another trophy. Because again, in a similar situation that Iraola is in, Glasner's playing for another job.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's going back to Germany, looking at a bigger job like a RB Leipzig or maybe Dortmund or something to that effect, or maybe one of the bigger teams in England. He's playing for a job. I don't think he really gives a shit about the game with us. So the bigger concern is going to be this Burnley game. Burnley, I mean, listen, if the only worry to have, like if you remember the City game, is, like you said, if he does some Zubamendi shit, or if this idiot tries playing Rice at right back, then we got to worry about that low block of Burnley in a counterattack. Because there was a few counterattacks where they could have got City in that game. And if I see Declan Rice starting at right back, I'm gonna blow a fucking gasket.
I hear it, man. But Dorsey, I don't know. These Chelsea boys, they saved their season. I just don't see it, man. I don't see any back line that they can put together to hold off a rested Haaland, Cherki, Doku for 90 minutes. And I don't think they have enough attacking quality to open up and play against this Man City team, right? It was 3-0 at Stamford Bridge, bro. Comfortable 3-0. So at Wembley, and I do think, when City put belt to ass, it will give them the extra push, or if they even needed to go and slap up Bournemouth. My worst nightmare is we struggle to beat Burnley on Tuesday, and City will turn over Bournemouth and Villa, and we scrape a point at the Palace, which means City wins on goal difference. So if it goes down to the last day and them fuckers go ahead, we could be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? What happened?
I read that completely wrong.
Oh, the one on the screen or a different one?
The one on the screen, especially at the end. I was like, huh?
No. Oh, I see what okay. What's in that cup?
Pick up Lawrence every time. See, that's that Chicago shit.
Yeah. I'm not fucking leaving.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Do you think City will fall off badly after?
No.
It depends on the appointment. But there will be a fall off in it, because if you go from GOAT to anyone else, there should be a fall off, and then you weren't goated. Saying, when you go from a great manager to anyone who is not off the ilk of a Pep or a Fergie, there will be some drop off there. But I think a drop off for City is still good enough to win something.
There'll be drop off, but there's going to be a drop off no matter what. But for me, here's the thing that I think clubs nowadays get wrong all the time. You have to find a manager that suits the caliber of players that you have. If you pick up Lawrence. If the thing is if you go out and get like a defensive coach, right? Like when I had the call-in shows, big up to Chike. Chike has said that he would entertain Simeone to come to City. And I said, I don't understand that, because Simeone's brand of football, yes, he can get some attackers to look good in his overall structure of how he plays. But I don't think Simeone's style of play fits that team because it's too defensive. If they were to go out and get a good offensive playing manager, I think City will end up being fine. It's, again, what are you going to do to replace Pep? If you're going to go down the line, like, for example, look at Spurs. For example, Pochettino played open attacking football. They brought Mourinho in. Mourinho was good for 9 months, and then it turned to shit. And then they doubled down on trying to get a defensive manager when that team was set up to play more open attacking. They got Conte. It was good for 5 months, and then it went to shit. If you're going to try to do something like that, where you're going to get a defensive manager just to force like trophies and stuff, I think then they'll crash and burn, similar to how it happened with United. They went from open attacking football under Sir Alex Ferguson, but then they went straight defensive. They went and got David Moyes. They went and got Louis van Gaal. They went and got Jose Mourinho when the team they had was not set up to play defensive-minded football, which is why you saw the drop-off with United. I just don't see that happening with City. I think City's got too many people that know how to properly move as a football club, where they'll find another manager that'll fit that realm.
Yeah. When you say a good attacking manager, you talking like Ange?
Not to that degree, because I don't think Ange is smart enough to. I don't think Ange is smart enough to straighten out defensively. When I'm looking at like a younger manager, I'm looking at like managers that are showing signs of potential, like Cesc Fabregas, for example. Okay. If Cesc was to like leave and go to like AC Milan for example, and win a Scudetto with AC Milan, I could see Cesc going and taking over Manchester City and doing it just fine. One of them suicide guys that live or die by plan A and don't have plan Bs like Ange, I think they would get one season at City, maybe have some success, but get sacked the next year. I don't see them sustaining themselves like that.
Fair. I hear it, man. So what's your gut telling you, man, about the title?
I think we're winning. I think we're winning. I don't foresee a screw up. If we do, it's going to be in the Burnley game. But here's the problem. If we screw up and we lose this title, we are going to get the shit kicked out of us in the Champions League final. Worse than what I'm already predicting. I personally don't see us beating PSG.
Shithouse, man. We they're better than us in every facet. I just think for us to win that game, we just have to do a complete shithouse job for 90 minutes. Because at this point in the season, for these, as much as we've complained about the football for the past 57 games, or for the past 60, we played 60 games so far. In these 3 games, I don't mind the shithouse performance.
I don't mind it either. My thing though is this: even if you try to shithouse, we're so depleted because of injuries. I still don't think that's enough.
We got what? The official injury report shows Marino and Timber. Shows everyone else fit.
Yeah, well, you tell me, even if you put 11 guys behind the ball, you trust Ben White, even if you're playing that far back. You trust Ben White or Mosquera to stop Vara?
Nah, but it's gonna be Timber, bro. Timber's playing. He's gonna be rushed back. He's gonna be injected with whatever is, some horse tranquil something. They're gonna stick something in him, pause, and I think he's gonna play because we haven't heard anything. We've been asking the journalists. We've been asking ourselves, what about Timber? What about Timber? Ben White gets injured. All of a sudden, Timber is leading Sky Sports. He's the first name out there. Everyone, so he's laying the groundwork to rush him back. So
I think Timber will play the final. I don't think he plays any more games in the league, to be honest with you.
Yeah, ideally, if we beat Burnley and we're winning comfortably against Palace, he'll bring him on for some minutes.
Oh yeah, just to keep the hype and everything quieted down a little bit going into the final. But I don't foresee Timber being a big asset to us going on to win as far as the league. Like, I don't think Timber's going to come in and put 2 world-class performances in at right back for us to win the league. I think he's sitting until the final.
Yeah. Suge, cause I feel City dropping points. Listen, Suge, the scenario exists. We beat Burnley Monday night. They drop points Tuesday. It's over.
It's over.
So I'm not one of the guys that want to be like, oh, let's win it on the pitch at the no. If we can win it while the guys are in the hotel,
exactly,
just like we gave it to them in 22-23, I'm all for that. Because I don't think even the people who are calling for that, I don't think their nerves are ready for May 24th. If we're getting the shootout with Man City on the last day, no, it's one of those days where you might want to turn.
Bro, if we screw up against Burnley to where it goes to the last day, we're gonna fuck up. We have to win this game. If we don't win this game, and we drop points, I see us dropping the last game against Palace.
I mean, did you see Pep hugging and kissing the Palace players, telling them to beat Arsenal final day? Say he's gonna buy Rolexes and all that shit. There, I'm like, Jesus Christ, man! Mind games, the Zen master here. I see Ward Prowse showing Rice how set pieces are taken. Now, man, I don't know what. Listen, when was that? 2017, 18, 19, around then, where everything he stood over was damn near Southampton version of James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah,
yeah.
Southampton James Ward-Prowse was like the English lower level reincarnation of Juninho. Yeah, every fucking free kick he touched was ridiculous.
Yeah, he was on smoke. But I blame Lopetegui for that. When he went to West Ham, one of Lopetegui's first things was to loan him out. I forgot where he loaned him to. Might have been Forest or some shit. Loaned him somewhere, and he has never been the same player since.
Yeah.
But Lopetegui, that's one of his major crimes of.
He's responsible for why West Ham's in the state that they're in.
Yeah. Did that guy get appointed at Real Madrid for a little bit?
Yeah.
Jesus. Anything is possible, children.
He
Anything
got, what's it called? When that whole fucking debacle happened, he got sacked from the Spanish national team job because he had already agreed to a contract with Real Madrid after whatever international tournament it was. He got sacked from Spain, went to Real Madrid, caused all this hoopla, got sacked. Actually, I think it's the year. What was the year that Liverpool beat Spurs in the Champions League final? Was that 2018, 2019?
Yeah, 2019, the summer of 2019.
I think it was off the back of the World Cup of 2018. He got sacked.
Oh, okay.
He got sacked from Spain in 2018. Took over Real Madrid. Went to shit. That was the year Real Madrid got smacked up by Ajax.
Yeah,
that was the year when that all happened.
Yeah, guys, man, anything is possible. So maybe Arteta can manage a bigger club one day. Because if that guy was able to get appointed to Real Madrid, crazier things have happened in the world.
The thing about it that I didn't understand, I shout out to Tony from Hammers TV. I had the pleasure of meeting him on Carl's channel. And I was saying, I go, whoever the hell appointed Julian Lopetegui, Lopetegui's Sevilla team was a good fucking team for 3 years. He won a Europa League final. He beat out Conte's Inter, and he was in a La Liga title race for about 33, 34 games. He just fell off at the end. The thing I didn't understand about West Ham is Lopetegui is very good setting his team up defensively. It's going forward is where he had the problems, because Sevilla could have very easily, especially I think it was that second year, could have even won La Liga had they had a striker that could put the ball in the back of the net.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that I haven't understand about West Ham is you go and get this guy and you follow the exact same lines of not getting anybody that could fucking score for him. And then you just got a bunch of random people that you threw together. It was like, what did you think was going to happen? The problem with West Ham goes back a few years, not just this season.
Yeah, big facts. All right, as we said, also, what are your thoughts on Madrid bringing back Jose? Perez still thinks he's throwing a man manager and the big name signings at a problem will work instead of adapting to the modern game. It's the only way he knows, isn't it?
I disagree with this. I agree with bringing back Jose Mourinho to Real Madrid, if I'm being honest with you, because you need somebody who's going to talk craziness to Mbappe and Vinny to feel them out as players. This is the thing, adapting to the modern game and all this shit. That is a mindset for smaller clubs. When you're a mega club like that, it doesn't matter what era of football you think you're in. You still need to command the control of everything. The fact that, listen, Kylian Mbappe is catching a lot of shtick right now, deservedly so to a certain degree. I mean, him going to Italy on a holiday 2 days before a game, I think is absolutely fucking insane. But, the problem is you also need a manager who's not going to give a rat's ass of talking craziness to Vinny. Because I personally think the bigger problem in that locker room is Vinny than Mbappe, in my personal opinion. Vinny easily, if you wind the clocks back 2 years, at the end of leading Real Madrid to their second double in 3 years, Vinicius Jr. should have had the runway to be the best player in the world right now. And him throwing himself to the ground and everything else that he does on his own time. Mm-hmm. I'm not including the other shit because Vinny doesn't deserve to get the racial abuse that he does.
Right.
That for some reason people have to throw that in because they don't like him or what he does. There's no need to conflate the two. Vinny is his own worst enemy. If Vinny got out of his own way, Vinny could probably be considered the best player in the world right now if you go where Vinny was at after they won that second double. Vinicius Jr. is taken away from himself. Mbappe should be considered best player in the world as well. But again, he gets in the way of himself. So I think the problem is at the end of the day is one of them do need to leave. I think Real Madrid needs to take a serious look at themselves in the mirror and figure out which one needs to go and try to make concessions to get that player out. But you also need a manager who's going to straighten up that locker room.
I just think that manager is Zizou, not Jose, because I think Zizou commands the same amount of respect, but he is more modern. He's more relatable to these players. Because one, he played the game at the highest level. He walked into that locker room, Vinny, Mbappe, all these guys with big ego. Google me. So all you got to say is Google me.
I agree, but I think Zidane's done with the bullshit there. That's why he wanted the French job. I don't think he wanted to go back into the same scenario and have to deal with that again.
But I think Zizou knows that, even because he played there and he knows what goes on at Real Madrid. He knows that it's a poison chalice. It's going to end badly for him, for Carlo. And by badly, it doesn't always mean and the house is on fire, because it didn't end well for most of the managers who won there. They either ushered out or diva, you know what I mean? But I think
but that's the problem. But that's why I mean you need a manager who's going to rock the boat. Listen, here's the other thing too. Unfortunately, Jose Mourinho had an idiot moment this year with trying to stick up for Prestiani over Vinicius Jr.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to question the motives of bringing Jose in is possibly to try to force one of them out the door. Maybe Real Madrid is realizing that these two guys cannot play together. They command too much of the locker room of their egos, and one of them has to leave. Now, that's possibly the reason why Jose is being brought in, is to maybe force Vinicius Jr. out. Because in my personal opinion, I'm not saying this because I'm a Napoli fan. If I was Real Madrid and I wanted to get somebody out, I would go call up Conte. Because for me, while I understand why they would look to Jose Mourinho because of who he is as a manager, that situation with him and Vinicius Jr. is a bad look if you go and hire him with everything that happened in that scenario. I think Real would be better suited to go get Conte for a year to shake shit up and force somebody out.
Yeah. I just don't think you can get the diva out of Mbappe. I just think he's that guy that thinks he's, and I think Zidane being a Frenchman, Zidane being a Real Madrid ambassador as a player and as a coach is that guy to tell him, sit down, shut the fuck up. Because if Mbappe is not on the team sheet, they can ask Arbeloa to explain himself in the press conference. If Zidane picks the starting 11 and Mbappe is not in it, he don't have to explain shit. It's like, yo, you know who the fuck I am? You know what I mean? So
that's how we forced Bale and James Rodriguez out of Real Madrid without any talk.
Yeah.
That's how we forced them out, 100%. Yeah, I think it's not about to militarize them. It's Conte bringing back some common sense in the fucking locker room. What you don't want is a situation where it's player power. Because again, for those who've never seen it, please go and watch the ESPN 30 for 30 on the Galacticos period at Real Madrid. They didn't win shit. And you're tiptoeing along the lines of potentially going into the same scenario right now. I mean, first of all,
now go on.
In a locker room, Taryn could speak to this for being in military as well. Unless it's going to be this mentality of people in this day and age is not like how it was back in the day. Back in the day, if you had a problem with somebody, you either went to the park or you went to wherever you needed to do to get business done, fought it out, but you picked the guy that whoever the loser was, got picked back up, and you went and go and had a cocktail to put the bullshit behind you. Yep. People nowadays don't got the balls to do that no more because people's pride is too fucking high in the world nowadays. People are willing to do some crazy shit over their pride.
Yeah.
So,
and today it's going to get recorded and uploaded on TikTok if you getting your ass beat.
Exactly. But even in the situation like with this Chouameni and Valverde situation, right? In that scenario, like if me and Taryn are on the same team and we have a problem with one another, and again, because Taryn's older than me, but again, that's that more old school mentality. If it's to the point where you got to go fisticuffs, you go handle it as men. Mm-hmm. You pick up whoever loses, gets his hand picked up by the winner. And again, how it got handled back in the day was you go and have a cocktail with one another right afterwards.
That's it.
And it's in the past, no longer. And it's like this. In the past, we're the best of friends again. Doesn't matter who won or who lost that fight. You needed to straighten out the bullshit to get over the hump. Mm-hmm. Players nowadays don't have the balls to do that because these guys nowadays are so much concerned about their image being somewhat imperfect if they lost at something. So for me, I think you need a manager who can maybe level out the room with the locker room, because you don't want player power in a locker room like that, especially acting like that. You don't want that type of shit. That is a detriment to any business or any type of locker room you could think of.
Yeah, I hear it, man, 100%. And I'm surprised that I haven't heard that he has been relieved of his duties yet, the Arbeloa guy, because they're sure that they can't run it back. Second year, no trophies. Like, they signed Real Madrid to win the Champions League in 2 years now. They've been bounced up out of there, and it's just not a good look, man. But big up to give me that Tibbsy. Great segue, because this is the Around the League show. We started off with the NFL.
Come on. I've been messaging you for weeks now. Has the top New York Knicks fan Taryn come out of his shell yet? Are the Knicks winning it? Kane is in the building.
The music, yes, we're winning it, guys. Nah, we ain't winning shit. So now we are at 6 teams left. You know, we know who ain't winning it. Lakers, Celtics. We know who ain't winning it, right? If we back up the other night, man, did you see the Wemby elbow?
Yeah.
You think he should have been suspended?
Yes.
Why wasn't it? Is the NBA doing the business thing right? This is why people say the shit is rigged, you know? This is why, as diehards, we watch it because we're sportsmen.
Yep.
But casuals will watch it and be like, come on. And you elbow someone in the face, and because you're gonna really choose ratings over because if that was Draymond Green, that's 4 games.
If it was anybody other than LeBron James, it's 4 games.
Yeah.
Let's the only reason why LeBron James would be the only other player that wouldn't get suspended is because the NBA need the ratings for LeBron. Doesn't matter where you put LeBron James gets ratings. So at the end of the day, Wembanyama, sorry, you're a great player. You're not on the same level as LeBron. You shouldn't have got that protection.
Yeah, sure did, man.
And then, let's be honest, they don't want to risk suit and big up to Suge because he's a Spurs fan. The Spurs are a cornerstone franchise of the NBA, especially now. They do not want to risk it going to Oklahoma City versus Minnesota. They don't want to risk that. They rather have a marquee franchise in the conference final against Oklahoma than another situation like what we talk about with the final last year where you couldn't even get a direct flight from Indianapolis to Oklahoma City. They don't want to risk that again. They want to have a top team. They want to have one of the cornerstone franchises in the conference finals on the opposite side in the West.
Yeah. You know what? If it wasn't OKC being so dominant, because I think they've won all eight of their games. I don't think they've lost. They swept both, right? If it wasn't for that brick wall, if the NBA could somehow get Ant-Man at the Garden, I think they would take it at the expense because he is box office. I swear.
I love him, man. He's one of my favorite players to watch, man. I love him.
He is different, man. So I'm actually rooting for him. I hope they actually win and has a player's chance against OKC for my selfish, because I think we can actually beat. I think we can beat anyone except those fuckers in OKC. I just think they're just too deep. They got their bigs can score. We only have one big guy that can score. Their big guys can handle the basketball. We don't. I just think it's a bad matchup for us. I think we can. I think in the order of Minnesota, we have a good chance. Yep. Against the Spurs, we have a not as good chance as that, but a chance. Against OKC, I think we have no chance. I think we lose.
I think you got a good chance against the Spurs.
Yeah, but I think we have a better chance against Minnesota. But against
100%, 100%.
Against because Wemby, man, he's good. He's fucking good.
But remember when we first started this show, we were talking about, do you agree with the youth have to learn their ropes? This series with Minnesota, you're seeing that the youth have to learn their ropes of what it takes to navigate through the playoffs. Because we all know, growing up and being older heads with the NBA, if this was the old Spurs, they'd have kicked the shit out of Minnesota. That'd have been a swept too.
Yeah.
The Western Conference would have already been decided. So, I think Wemby is definitely showing that while he is a good player, I think you're still showing the fact that he's still got some learning to do before he makes it really to that top tier level. He's a fantastic player, but those fantastic players still got to learn to lose before they win. That's just the history of the NBA.
Yeah, I actually think the NBA would rather OKC not being in the NBA Finals because one, if the Knicks are in it, I don't think they care who come out the West because it's at the Garden. They're gonna have.
Oh, they care.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, if the NBA had their way, they would hope for a San Antonio Spurs and New York Knicks final. 100%.
Be at the Garden, yeah.
Yeah.
Be at the Garden.
Not just that. It's the two here. Lakers and Celtics, not even a discussion. Those are the two biggest teams in basketball, right?
Yeah.
Bulls are number 3 just because of Jordan. After the Bulls, it's the Spurs. And then after the Spurs, I'd make an argument that the next most important franchise to the NBA is a toss-up between, because of history, the Detroit Pistons and the New York Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that is maybe your Philadelphia 76ers, but I digress. We'll stick with that. That next level team behind the Bulls, the Celtics, and the Lakers, the New York Knicks and the Spurs are in both of those conversations.
Yeah.
For ratings, that's the best thing that you could ask for.
Yeah, man. I would. I'm not gonna lie. I'd love to see Ant-Man at the Garden still. I would like that series.
I'd love to see Ant-Man versus Brunson.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
Because the thing is, right? I when I look at the way Jalen Brunson's play basketball and the way Wemby defends, that's gonna be a tough series for Jalen.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen bigger guards go up to the rim and just look. And he's a small guy, there's no way he's gonna have to alter his shots. But they're gonna pretty much limit us to a jump shooting team, and essentially we're gonna turn into the Celtics. Those jack up shots. If we make them, we have a chance. But we have a bad shooting night, and we're in trouble. It would be like PSG Arsenal in the Champions League. Yeah, we will have absolutely no chance against those assholes. Gonna flop, make absolute insanity. It's mad. But yeah, man, I don't. Those fuckers, man. Good thing we're rested. OG getting, coming back from that hamstring or whatever that injury is. Give him some time to get better. But I look at this Cleveland and this Detroit series. I'm actually rooting for Cleveland. I think it will go 7 though because they're up 12 right now. Detroit.
Really?
Yeah, they're up 12. I think
I haven't been keeping an eye. I'm rooting for Detroit.
I don't want Detroit, man. Them men are gonna come. You know what? We go into a series with Detroit. Them men are gonna bring out Bill Laimbeer, they're gonna bring out Ben Wallace, they're gonna bring out these, and just put them in the front row.
All the bad motherfuckers that played for Detroit, man.
Yep, they're gonna be just out here trying to intimidate, man. Now we already know Cat is soft as toilet paper. Charmin, that boy soft.
Yeah,
soft. So
Charmin Ultra, less is more.
Yeah, bro. One sheet. You only need one sheet. But I do think we beat them still, but it's not something I really want to do.
I think you beat the Pistons. I'm rooting for the Pistons because the Pistons is one of the franchises as an NBA fan you want to see do good. I know there's a rivalry with being a Chicago Bulls fan in Detroit, but the Pistons, again, when the NBA is at its best, certain teams have to be successful. The Pistons and the Knicks are two of the teams, along with the Spurs, that in order for basketball to be top tier, you want to see the Pistons doing good.
Yeah.
I would love to see Detroit and New York. To see Detroit and New York.
I want to see Detroit do good next year.
I think you guys beat the Pistons because I think Detroit has got the same thing with the Spurs where the youth needs to learn how to win and everything else. I think that's why I'm giving the nod. I think the Knicks will still beat Detroit, but I don't know. I think the Knicks are destined to go to the finals. Winning is a different conversation altogether. If it's the Knicks and OKC, as much as I don't like the Knicks being a Bulls fan, I'd still rather them win than OKC because this Shea Gilchrist-Alexander kid, man, he's a good ball player, but fuck, man, he makes LeBron look bad with flopping. You know what I mean? Like, I like the kid. He's a good player. He's a good, solid player, but man, he could teach some of the old school Italian players when they used to play football with some of the shit he does, dude. It's fucking ridiculous, man. This kid, he's got all the props. He's got all the props to be a top player. It's just this fucking kid. And to say it, this is basketball in general.
Yeah.
You know, this is Terrence from New York. For those that don't know, New York is the mecca of basketball. Always will be. There's no discussion about that. Me being from Chicago, I'm sure Terrence could say the same thing for being a New York fan. I miss Smash Mouth basketball. I miss motherfuckers dunking on somebody else, taking the fucking contact and talking absolute reckless nonsense to one another. I don't like this soft shit.
Yeah. Now you get called for taunting. If you dunk and talk, you get hit.
If they had calls for taunting back in the day, it'd be a 5-hour basketball game with all the shit talking that used to go on back in the day. It's that's why it's a hard watch right now. But I'm pulling for the Knicks. I'm pulling for the Knicks.
Yeah, if they had taunting back then, none of the stars would ever finish the game. By the fourth quarter, all them fuckers would be early showers. You know what I mean? Early showers.
There'd be a huge influx of records of technical fouls or flagrant fouls if taunting was back in the, how many more fouls do you think Rasheed Wallace would have got?
Oh God. Not Sheed. Yeah. So, and speaking of that 2000, that 04 team that won the title, Tayshaun Prince, Chauncey Rip, Sheed was on that team. Ben Wallace to complete the starting lineup. I think Lindsey Hunter was coming off the bench.
Nazir Muhammad was the backup along with Antonio McDyess.
I don't remember if Chucky Atkins was still there.
He was still there. That's a shout. Holy shit, I forgot Chucky Atkins.
Yeah, Chucky he was Mr. Reliable off the bench. And he was like their version of Sean Livingston for the for the Warriors. Yeah. But yeah, he gets a lot of fouls, man. So it makes me wonder when these referees go watch, because they get evaluated per game, and then when they go look at these calls that they make, these soft calls, surely they feel stupid when they see they call a foul on SGA when that was dubious at best. You know what I mean? I don't like it, man. But we look at Detroit, right, and they got Cade Cunningham. So fair foul, people. My fair foul for Gianni. If Cade Cunningham played for the Knicks, he'd win MVP. Fair or foul?
Definitely fair. I think he's in a shout for the MVP this season, to be quite honest with you, with how he's played for Detroit. But yeah, RSV, I know you're a big Pistons fan. I'd say that's fair. Listen, he should be in the shout for the MVP right now for Detroit. Dude, it's been a long time since Detroit's played some good basketball, man. Pistons been a slump for a long time. That failed Josh Smith, Brandon Jennings. I don't even remember Greg Monroe and Andre Drummond team. You remember that team?
Mm-hmm.
Detroit was supposed to be on the comeback. They got Josh Smith. For some reason, they moved him from power forward to small forward, and they thought that who was that other bum? Jody Meeks.
From Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Yeah, he was.
They thought that Jody Meeks and Brandon Jennings was a good enough fucking backcourt for Greg Monroe, Andre Drummond, and Josh Smith. Man, fuck out of
here. Yeah, fucking Moose Monroe. Yeah,
exactly. Moose Monroe.
but what you said there is when you said like he has a shout for MVP this year, and that's the thing. I think if he played in the Mecca, he would win it. Number 1 seed, and just doing what he did in the regular season based on his numbers. If that was Jalen Brunson doing that, he would have.
Didn't Cade average like 24 points, 10 assists, and nearly like 6 rebounds a game?
Yeah, but he's been the best guard in the Eastern Conference. Like, and I'm a Jalen Brunson guy. Jalen Brunson not best player, but I think Cade.
Listen, Jalen Brunson's Illinois, Chicago kid. I love Jalen Brunson, but I think Cade Cunningham, man, he's been hooping.
Yeah, and this is he could have left, because remember when Monty Williams was there, they lost like 20-something games in a row. They were ass and cheeks. He went through some tough times there. But yeah, man, I just think if he played for the Knicks, he would have be that guy. But we can't talk basketball without talking about the King, Le King. Le King is an unrestricted free agent on the back of a sweep. Does he stay in LA this year? Does he move? I'm here to tell you, I'll take him in New York on a free. Bro, we signed Tyson Chandler and goddamn Joakim Noah on a free. So if I can get LeBron on a free, I'll take it. What do you think he ends up in 26? You think he's gonna do another decision and say this fall I'm gonna take my talents to the Mecca and join the reigning Eastern Conference champions or NBA champions if I'm being ambitious? I guess the biggest question is, do you think he leaves LA? Because saying where he's going to go is a huge guess. So I guess we narrow down the question a bit and say, does he stay? Does he go?
I personally don't think he leaves California. I think you got a better chance of him and Stephen Curry pairing up than him going to New York. Me personally, as somebody who is not a LeBron hater, I actually do like LeBron. Me personally, just retire.
You know he's not doing that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. If I was a confidant or a friend to LeBron, I would be telling him to retire.
I hear that.
Here's my thing with LeBron James. Listen, it's not negotiable for me. I think LeBron's the third greatest player to ever play the sport.
Mm-hmm.
But I think LeBron James, from the Supermax contract that he signed with the Lakers when he came here with the kids with Lonzo Ball and the groin injury and everything came afterwards, I think LeBron has been one of his own worst. How do I say this? LeBron James, as much as I like LeBron James has been his own worst enemy since he threw a temper tantrum and left Miami. I think right now, as the current standing, if you were to leave, the only place you could go to is Cleveland. And I don't see him returning to Cleveland. If LeBron was to leave and go to like the Bay Area to try to team up with Stephen Curry, bro, you're in my personal opinion, as someone who tries to rate him as evenly and even keel as possible, you would lose points for me if you leave anywhere. The only place that I would be okay with you going is Cleveland, and I don't see LeBron changing everything for Cleveland to magically turn them into title contention. I really just don't believe that. So for me, stay either. The only other team maybe would be the Knicks that I'd be okay with him seeing, because if the Knicks don't do it this year, you then have to question, when are the Knicks going to do it again? So maybe the Knicks wouldn't be a problem, but if you're not going to go to Cleveland or stay with the Lakers, either go to the Knicks or retire. One of those decisions, man.
If I'm running a backcourt of Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, and my front court is Cat, LeBron, and OG, I think we bust anybody's ass on a given night. You know what I mean? And the thing, GK, like for us to get Giannis, we're gonna have to trade like 7 players.
Yeah,
like our whole bench, because we don't have any first round picks. We gave them all to Brooklyn for Mikal Bridges. So either Giannis is gonna go to LA, Miami, or who else got a good draft pick? I think you guys pick 4th.
Yeah, we
got pick 4th. But yeah, I just don't see it. But yeah,
I don't see coming to Chicago.
But Giannis stay or go?
To leave Milwaukee? I leave in a heartbeat.
No, I'm saying, I think he goes. I think.
Oh yeah,
I think he goes.
Yeah. Giannis is leaving.
Yeah, so he definitely ain't coming.
Me personally, I think Giannis goes to Boston.
Yeah, and they have the picks.
Here's the thing. There's talk right now that who was it they were just talking about? Jaylen Brown. There was somebody talking about a trade potentially of Jaylen Brown to go somewhere in a straight up trade to go for the Knicks to freshen it up a little bit.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
I don't think Jaylen Brown's going to stay in Boston. I think Jaylen Brown needs to get away from Tatum.
I agree.
My personal opinion, if I was running the Celtics, I'd actually choose Jaylen Brown over Tatum.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like Jason Tatum. I just think there's too many X factors with him. Jaylen Brown reminds me of a lot. I think he's a better version of Jimmy Butler. He's a blue collar type of basketball player that's a star that's going to get you 24 to 28, maybe even 30 a night. Tatum, for me, while it's pretty to watch, and if you like, to think about the old days, Tatum gives a lot of Kobe vibes. I just don't think he's on the same level as Kobe. And I don't know if I can rely on him long enough with now all these injuries starting to pile up that he's there for if he's ready to do that. I personally think I would take Jaylen Brown over Tatum.
The thing with Tatum, and I questioned this, like that interview that he did on Twitch, man. I questioned his mentality after that shit when he said this year was the best year of his career. Not the year when you won an NBA title and got Finals MVP, but the year when you had good individual numbers and were up 3-1 against the Sixers and then lost that series. A Sixers team that went and got swept by the Knicks just tells me like he is more about individual. And I'll tell you what, he's gonna learn because once they're gonna send you somewhere where you are the man, and then you're gonna do a Kyrie, be like, oh shit, LeBron was right.
Yep.
As soon as he went to Boston, he learned, and it wasn't until he went to Brooklyn with two other superstars. Right, with James Harden and Kevin Durant, two of the worst superstars you want to be linked with because neither one of them are leaders. Yeah, and that didn't work out. And it wasn't until he got with Luka, another superstar in Dallas, that he got anywhere near success again. Yep. But I hear this shout joins that he got a lot of business in Cali. But
yeah, that too.
Brother, I sat in Ghazni, Afghanistan in 2004 and spoke to the president of the United States. Just like this. In 2004. So you can handle your business, and he was on Air Force One somewhere. So you can handle your business. Like today with VTC's and teleconference, he's got a big old team, and it's only going to be a 1-year deal. LeBron is not. He's not. I don't care how good of a shape he is in. He's not playing.
So let me ask you something. Just to compare, right? Tom Brady took pay cuts all of his back end of his career to make sure that there was enough money to go around so that he could win more titles. Here, we can make this another fair or foul. I think LeBron's part of the problem to why he hasn't won any titles, because if you're already a self-made billionaire with your contract with Nike, what's the point of you constantly asking for Supermax contract deals from the Lakers? If you know you're good and you're trying to chase down Jordan to be the greatest, wouldn't you make sure there's more money around to build a better team? Because that's where I look at LeBron. Even though I like LeBron, I'm looking at LeBron a little sideways here, because it's like, bro, you signed a Supermax deal that has hindered the Lakers from getting them extra pieces that you could potentially get to help you go on and win. You're kind of here at fault to blame for you not winning as well with that shit. So that's kind of why I'm looking at it as I hear it, but you're also your own problem.
Yeah, the thing with Tom Brady, there was a kicker with Tom Brady at the time when he took less money. He was married to Giselle, who was the fucking billionaire bitch. Yep. You know what I'm saying? When your wife is a billionaire, like Hove can walk into a deal knowing that he married to Beyonce and be like, yeah, I could do it for 500. But Savannah ain't no billionaire. You know what I'm saying? So LeBron, maybe he loves his money, but Tom Brady was in a different tax bracket than all these men.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you can throw a football and all your
but at the same time, so like here, if you let's say you're the superstar of the Knicks, Terrence the superstar of the Knicks, you're the new Patrick Ewing, you're the biggest ticket in town when it comes to the Knicks, right? If you've been with the Knicks for 5 years, you're coming towards the tail end of your prime, you've made a boatload of cash. Do you want another Supermax contract and possibly hinder your chances of getting added players for you to potentially go get over the hump and win? Or are you looking at it from the money perspective? And keep in mind, you have your own shoe deal. Let's say you have a $400 million contract with Nike. So you've cashed in 200 plus million from the Knicks with the way you're getting paid. Plus you got a crazy sponsorship deal with Nike. Are you wanting another Supermax and possibly hindering yourself of winning? Or do you want to say, well, I've made my money. Now I want the championships to go along with what I've done as a player. For me, I'm taking the loss on money and going for the win. Yeah. That's where I'm looking LeBron a little sideways since he went to the Lakers.
Yeah, that's definitely a fair take. But when I look at LeBron, I think he has aspirations out beyond basketball when he gets out of basketball. when he looking at ownership and all this other stuff, he has stake in Liverpool. I think he wants to own a team one day. I think he's gonna follow the Michael blueprint beyond wearing number 23. I think when he leaves basketball, he wants to start doing what Mike did and own shit.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But it's a great point because there is no money that LeBron is gonna make, regardless of who he signs with, that's gonna put him in any other circles that he can't.
Whoever you come with the consortium, you have $1 billion lifetime contract with Nike. Jordan didn't have that.
Yeah.
When he went to go and get the Hornets and everything else. That's why I'm saying, like, for me, when you look at the last few years of LeBron, the Lakers haven't been able to put players around him as much as what you saw in Cleveland or Miami because of that extra length of money that he's been doing. That's why I look at LeBron sideways with that. We all know LeBron wants to own a team. He's made that clear since he left Miami on how he's been wanting to be involved with the front office, how to build a team around him and everything else that he's done. That we all know he wants to own a team. I'm just saying is from a player perspective, if you've got the money, if you're already worth $500 million with a lifetime $1 billion, what's that extra $200 million really going to mean?
Yeah, I hear it.
That's the way I look at it. I'd rather have 3 more NBA titles than looking at an extra $200 million. But that's how I would think if I'm in that perspective.
Yeah. So big up to everyone in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with us for almost 2 hours. I'm gonna ask Gianni our final question before we get out of here. So his time in LA, right? Success or failure?
Ooh.
8 years. 8 years, 1 ring.
Honesty, failure.
I agree. By Laker standards, it is.
You hit the nail on that because it's the Lakers. Because it's the Lakers.
Yeah.
Yes, for all those who watch basketball and may not be from the States and try to wonder, here's the thing, man. The Celtics historically are the best team in basketball, but the biggest team in basketball is the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
And by the standards of all the great players that the Lakers have, LeBron is a failure. Most Laker fans will tell you he's not a GOAT Laker.
Yeah.
Because 1 championship is not enough for that lot.
Yeah.
Lakers, for you to be a big time player for the Lakers, you got to have 2+ rings in order to talk to some of those legends.
Yeah. 100. I think Laker fans, when they look at it, they'll have, Kareem, even though he played in Milwaukee, they consider him a Laker. Worthy, Magic, Kobe, even Shaq. And Shaq won championships elsewhere. They're going to be like Laker, but they're going to be like, LeBron, he really ain't one of us. They like him. They tolerate him. They don't love him. They don't really love him. So, it's 1 gifted ring. Will LeBron become like David Beckham once he retires and basically follow the blueprint? I think that's where his aspirations are. And if he's gonna chase a couple more 100 million between now and then, because as a player, obviously he knows he's under there in town. His stock is, even though he'll qualify for big contracts right now, he knows this will be the last one. He's 40. He'll be 42 years old. He's older than Mark Daigneault, the coach of the OKC Thunder, who's the NBA title winning coach, possibly doing a back-to-back here, and he is still playing. So I think it's over for him. But I really don't think his time in LA was a success, honestly. No. And ESPN, they'll spin it and tell you a bunch of meaningless stats. But at the end of the day, in Lakerland, in La La Land, it's 1 in there. You only put 1 banner up there. And in 2 of those years, he won in the playoffs. He got swept twice. There's a lot of blemishes on that damn record of his. But big up, people. Big up to Gianni. I know you had a busy week, bro, but I know you're trying to get back into the streaming rhythm. What you got coming up for the people then?
Next week I'll be back to streaming. Next week I'm completely off from work. Got some staycation time, so I will definitely be back streaming next week. Been having some personal stuff going on that has taken me away, plus some work stuff that has taken me away from streaming. So I will definitely be back next week. We have a lot to cover across the footballing world and other sports worlds that we need to cover, because I don't know if you've been watching it, but these hockey playoffs have been fucking awesome.
Fire, bro, fire. I don't think I don't know if the audience has a big appetite for hockey, but we can touch on that too. Let us know. We'll touch on that.
Colorado Avalanche, man, they're the favorites to win because they're kicking the shit out of everybody.
Will this be their first one since Ray Bork?
No, it'll be their second. It'll be Nathan McKinnon's second. I think they won 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
man. But yeah, we can touch on that. People, we went on a music tangent, so we'll do it all next.
We cover anything at the Around League.
Next week we'll be talking about steak and wine. You know what I mean? How you like? Do you like a house? Are you a sirloin guy? You know what I'm saying? Or you a filet mignon, wagyu? We can get into all of it. This is the Around the League show.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I do love a good New York strip.
New York strip.
I do like a good New York strip steak.
Tomahawk, no?
Yeah.
I fuck with the
tomahawk. I like them all. Tomahawk, porterhouse, wagyu, New York strip. I'm in Chicago. I'm in the state capital of the fucking world.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I've consumed wagyu beef in Japan, and I've consumed it here in these United States. I won't do it again unless I'm over there. It's different over there. I swear. Yeah, it's. I don't know. Those cows are like.
They get massaged.
Yeah, they're dietarily perfect. Like you look at it and be like, "There's just too much marbling in this meat," and they make you cook it yourself. You know, they have these things that they bring it to you. So if you like it blue, you like it rare, you like it medium, you like it burnt. It's all up to you. You know, and it's
got to be a good medium, man. I don't like this whole super rare shit that everybody's.
I think anything over medium is. But the problem is, it's like you want to. When you go to a steakhouse or a restaurant, it's like you got to bring the chef out because your medium and my medium might be different. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about, bro? You know, because I've ordered medium before and that shit came out burnt. You know what I mean? Because when I ordered medium in Milan, that was the only time they got it right. Medium was a medium. Mm-hmm. You know, and the only problem is they let the steak rest a little too long, so it's kind of cold. But they let it.
In Italy, it's culture to serve food at like room temperature. They don't get it when it comes to that.
Yeah,
I want a piping hot steak when it comes out. I want it right off the fucking grill.
Yeah, they don't. Now, when I was in Germany, they had a couple of steakhouses. That's what it goes from the fire to your plate. There's no resting time.
Are there, in your experience, because you're a very well traveled person, have you ever been to a steak joint outside of America that's better? Do you think steakhouses outside of America are better than what's here? Because I'll be honest with you, Chicago cut, and Chicago's got a bunch of good steak houses. Mm-hmm. But even outside, because I think Chicago steak is the best in America, I don't think I've been to a place in Europe that does better steak than Peter Luger's in New York.
I went to a steakhouse in a country called, I think it's called Kyrgyzstan or Kyrgyzstan, in a city named Manis.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where they get their meat from, but that shit was the best steak I ever had in my goddamn life. I'm talking, and it was like it melted like wagyu, but it was porterhouse. You know what I mean? And it was, and their currency is very low, so I'm ordering a porterhouse or a tomahawk for minimum $1. Like your New York steakhouse or Vegas. That's a $200 steak.
Oh, every day. New York, Chicago, or Vegas for steaks. A good porterhouse is going to cost you anywhere from $1.65 up.
Yeah. 100%.
Tomahawks.
They own the Avalanche. We were talking about the Colorado Avalanche. They own them. They own the Colorado, the Denver. They own Colorado. Yeah, and so pretty much them.
What's your favorite steak cut before we bounce? What's your favorite steak cut?
Porterhouse.
That's a good.
I go porterhouse, tomahawk, sirloin, or a New York strip. I go New York strip.
Porterhouse, New York strip, tomahawk,
filet mignon.
Although I will say, I do love like Mexican style steakhouses where they do their carne asada.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because we got a Mexican population in Chicago, and they do. There's some damn good carne asada joints over here.
Yeah. This was This was an Air Force base. It was right outside of an Air Force base where we used to rally before we went over there. And be like, you know what? I might not make it back from this trip, so let me go get me a good ass steak. You know what I'm saying? I swear, man, I ordered me a porterhouse the size of your motherfucking back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and man, that shit was so good, man. I couldn't. I've been chasing that taste for time. You know, like your first hit. I'm like, oh, I'm chasing that. Nah, I can never find it. But
what's your go-to? What's your go-to when you do the appetizers for a steak joint? You do seafood, or what do you look at when you're going there? Are you just mainly focused on the steak?
Just the steak. Most of the time, I just get a salad because I'm wanting my damn steak. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anything that's gonna make me feel full. I don't even drink my water. Then I have a couple of bites of my salad and leave all that room for that motherfucking porterhouse that's coming. You know, that's or my tomahawk. But when I go back to Vegas, I'm gonna do the tomahawk. I'm hearing some good things about the tomahawk places out there, so I'm gonna get me a motherfucking tomahawk.
I gotta get you to come to Chicago.
Yeah, man.
I gotta get you to come to Chicago and try some of the steak joints out over here. I think you love Chicago Cut.
Yeah.
Chicago Cut for me, best steakhouse in the country.
Yeah, I'm down for it, man. But big up to the chat. Appreciate y'all rocking with us for 2 hours and such. I know it's late over there for man like Waha and the rest of them, so love for that. Gianni told you what he's going to be for the rest of the week and all the stuff we got coming up. But we'll see you tomorrow after the FA Cup final, people, and we'll talk some more football. We always say, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.